Salutations, my name is Summer, and this is Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats. And I was tagged today in Jim's Q tag. It's Jim's reading books and stuff. He has a great channel, and the Q tag, you have the whole alphabet before it. So if you haven't seen them, I'm sure you have. They're all over BookTube, but I will link his channel down below. I'm also going to link a special video that he made and about him living 12 years in Georgia, and I'll tell you about that at the end of the video because I want to talk about something else. So, okay, the Q tag. Let's see here. The prompts. Q is for quick. What was a quick read for you? A book you read in 1 or 2 sittings. So there's a few books I could have mentioned, but I read a book. I wanted to talk about a book that was given to me by a Quaker friend. My friend Gary, he gave me 5 Days Left by Julie Lawson Zimmer, and it's about 5 days left. So of course I had to rush through it because I wanted to know what was going to happen. So thank you, Gary, if you're watching. And yeah, I don't want to say anything else about it, of course, because everything happens in 5 days. Let's see. I'm sorry. This is how this. Okay. Q is for question. You can ask me a question in the comments below. I answer every comment. Now that's that's Jim talking. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, you can ask me a question. You can ask me anything. I feel like I'm pretty open. So, Jim, what are you doing to us? Let's see. Oh, and what is your favorite question word? Um, oh, now see, he said where, when, why, how on his video, and I think when will be um, my favorite because I don't want to say I'm a bit of a control freak, but I do want to know when, some things are going to happen. I want to know. I do like why, of course. I'm very curious about everything. Um, where is important if you're meeting somebody or you have to go someplace. Um, how is very important too. They're all important. They're all great. But I guess when would win today. Let's see. Q is for quantity and quality. Would you rather read 10 okay books in a month or one very good book? Well, I mean, of course, one very good book. I do read a ton of books, but I keep wanting to get down to, you know, um, just a couple books at a time. And I'm all about quality instead of quantity. Let's see. Q is for queer. Do you have a favorite queer author? Okay, so here's where I'm horrible. Absolutely horrible about this because I don't pay attention. I honestly, I feel like it's really none of my business because so many people, that's such of a personal thing to so many people. I feel like it's important to put it out there if you want to put it out there, but if you don't, you know. So, um, I did find an author. Oh, I want to tell you something funny about this. So, I didn't look up this author, a single man, Christopher Isherwood. I'm pretty sure he is gay, but I'm not positive about him because I thought Andre Aciman was gay because I read Call Me by Your Name and it was like, wow, it was so good. I haven't read this one yet, so I assumed he was gay. I was wrong. I looked him up and he's married to a woman. But someone who is gay that I just started reading this year um, is Armistead Maupin, and I'm getting ready to start the second book sometime this year, hopefully. Um, the reason why I know he's gay is because I looked on the back, and luckily it says he lives in San Francisco with his husband. So it was nice that they told me. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. I mean, I just I don't really pay attention to those types of things because I feel like if I'm not sleeping with you, it's none of my business. You know? But it is important. It is, I guess, it is important for people um, to be honest and true to themselves. I think some of us are just maybe we don't know where we stand, you know. So it's kind of like I don't know. Let's see. Q is for quiet. Do you need quiet to read? Yes. I am one of those people who I love my silence. And it doesn't have to be quiet. I have read while people were watching TV or listening to music, but it takes me a minute to get into the story to be able to block that out. I also want to mention that I read, since we said quiet, I actually read a book called Quiet. I did a buddy read with Carrie at Very Literary Carrie and John at Hey Y'all Listen Up in January, I think. I think it was January. Anyway, I think it was by Susan, let's say like Powers or something. Anyway, it was a fun buddy read. I thought I should mention that since it was called Quiet. Q is for Quran. Have you read the Quran? No, I haven't, but I've always been interested in reading it. Q is for Quack. Why does Pei have so many ducks in his videos? I have no idea. We'll have to ask Pei. Maybe he's told us and I didn't pay any attention. But no, Pei has a great channel. I'm actually doing a buddy read with him in November with I believe Carrie at Very Literary Carrie and Mark over at Book Time with Elvis. So hopefully that works out where we're all able to still do that. Let's see. Oh, and talking about Quack, I'm going to link down Deanna's channel. It's called Pato the Reader, and Pato means duck in Spanish, so it's quack. Anyway, Q is for Queensland, Qatar, Quito, and Quebec. Have you read a book from any of these places or anywhere beginning in Q? I don't think so. But if you guys have any books that you would recommend from those areas, please let me know because I will definitely be interested in checking them out. Let's see, Q is for quote. Can you share some quotes about reading? Let's see, I wrote a couple down. When I think of all the books still left for me to read, I am certain of future happiness. That was by Jules Renard, and he loved books, those undemanding but faithful friends, and that was by Victor Hugo. Okay, let's see. Q is for quiz questions, and Quillip? How did I miss him pronouncing this? Quillip featured in which Dickens novel? Oh my gosh, I have no idea. I have read a couple of Dickens. I missed this. How did I miss it? How did I miss you saying this, Jim? I must have been thinking of something else. So no, I don't. I have no idea. Um, let's see. Q is for Quill. Have you any writings published? I have poems published when I was a teenager and really young, but I haven't I haven't written anything probably since, oh, well, that's not true. Actually, my friend brought that up the other day of what did I do with those writings, and they're in a box somewhere. Those are not published, they're just stories. Anyway, but I do have poems published. I don't think you can find them probably because um, they were in anthologies that I had to pay for. I have had poems published in I think it was like a news journal or something like that, but it was so long ago. Let's see. Q is for Quaker. Has there been a Quaker character in any of your readings? Well, um, I notice that Quakers are in so many books that I read, and I think it's like they're mentioned, but they're mentioned in a way that they're forgettable. You know, it's like if there's a war happening, they'll mention, oh well, the Quakers came in, but they'll mention it with the Quakers and a bunch of other people, and then they won't say anything else about them. But I remember reading The Invention of Wings by Sue Monk Kidd, and it has a Quaker character in there. I have Quaker books, of course, since I'm Quaker. Christie, and Christie by Catherine Marshall. One of the main characters is a Quaker, and she's fantastic. And that was a show on TV also. But yeah, I feel like I know Quakers were mentioned in Outlander series at some point, just like a brief mention. Um, there was something else I was reading not that long ago, and they mentioned Quakers, and I was like, I really should pay more attention to all these books that mention, but I don't. Let's see. Bonus prompts. Q is for queen. Do you have a favorite book about a queen or even about the queen? Well, I know what I'm supposed to say, but and I do love reading about Henry VIII's wives. I'm a little obsessed about that and all of them. But wasn't Daenerys a queen? I mean, wasn't she the rightful heir to the throne? She was the mother of dragons. How could she not be a queen? So she would have to be like a favorite. Um, let's see. Q is for Quetzal. Have you ever seen a Quetzal? I have not, but I don't believe I've ever traveled to a place where they are. I mean, they're not here. They're beautiful. I wish they were, but Q is for quadruped, a chance to show your four-legged pet. Well, I have one up there, one over here, sleeping, and I don't know where the rest of them are, but I do have six. And then my mom has two dogs, and my niece, who lives here 4 days out of the week, she brings her dog also. So there's many four-legged friends around. Um, Q is for quarrel. 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 Have you ever argued about a book? Why is that word so difficult to pronounce? Maybe it's just me. Um, have I ever um, have I ever argued about a book? Of course I have. I'm There's many times when other booktubers will make videos and they'll be like bad mouthing a book that I love, and I argue the whole way through their video. Nobody hears it except for my furry friends. But yeah, there's plenty of times I'll argue about a book because I can be passionate about a book, especially if I relate to a character and I actually find myself in this character's shoes. I've experienced things this character has experienced. I've done things, made the decisions that these characters have made, and then I watch another booktuber just trash this character and say, um, like there was this one time somebody said, "Oh, this character was so dumb. She didn't know how to do this, this, or that," and I was like, like that's me, Anyway, I'm just on a rant. So what did I want to mention? I mentioned Deanna, Pato the Reader, which I'll link down below. And I'll mention Hey Y'all Listen Up, John, and Very Literary Carrie. And I mentioned Mark at BookTube with Elvis. And of course, Jim, thank you so much for tagging me. I want to link Jim's video of, I think it's called 12 Years in Georgia, an update or something like that. But I will link it down um, because it was such of a fantastic video. He lives in Georgia, the country, not the state in America. Um, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. I love the story of how he met his wife and, all that too. But he inspired me to buy Churchella. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So this is walnut, and it's covered in a grape. I don't know how they explain it exactly. um, dipped in a grape juice thickened with flour and then dried in the sun. So I don't really think that I could, that this is giving it justice to what it really tastes like if you were there and you're like at the market and buying it, because this is, you know, it's been shipped and all that kind of stuff. But it has a nice flavor. I would prefer a chewier texture, which if you hold it in your mouth, you'll get a chewier texture. Um, but I'll show you. And it comes, if you watch Jim's video, he's got beautiful pictures of where it comes in these strings. Um, but they cut it for you when they ship it, and it's very easy to, break off a piece. I'll show you. See the walnut? He says, I remember him saying he liked the hazelnut, I believe Jim did. So I'm not going to eat it in front of you because I like to let it sit in my mouth and soak, and I'm not going to have you guys sit here for that amount of time. But it's a nice flavor. Um, they talk about the Snickers of Georgia, which I'm thinking, have you ever had a Snicker? The people who say that, I don't know, because Snickers, well, number one, Snickers are very unhealthy for you and absolutely delicious. And this is pretty good, but healthy. It's like I guess a healthier alternative to American Snickers. Uh, anyway, yeah, so thank you so much, Jim, for inspiring me to try something new that we don't have here. At least I don't think. I've never heard of it before. You mentioned it in your channel. So anyway, yeah, I hopefully I mentioned everything. I will link everybody down below. Oh, tag. So if I mentioned you, so John, Carrie, Mark, Deanna, um, if I mentioned you, I've tagged you. That's how it always is in my tags. I feel like, oh, Pay. Well, I'm sure Pay was maybe already tagged because he's mentioned in the video. But anyway, I'll link everything down below. If you're interested, please do the tag. I someday am going to do all of them. I'm going to start with A, skip Q since I've done it. But yeah, I love these. I love these tags. So thank you so much, Jim. I hope everybody has a great day. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.